It's still fine anyway. So, like I said earlier, my name is Isa Bokar C, the former ambassador of the Gambia to the United States of America, and I was accredited to Canada, even though I didn't have the chance to come there to present my credentials before my tour of duty ended. My name is in their data system, and I've been communicating with them during that time, so they know about it. So when your case was brought to my attention by Sarah Mallet, who is your wife, and obviously very adamant and very supportive, you know, we found that it will be rather undone for for any one of us to sit and act indifferent and passive as if nothing is happening when your life is at stake. We know that, and we have established facts that you do communicate with Hello Gambia, and you call. Your numbers are on our data system, so that exposes you to danger. We are not building a case for you simply because we want to build it. Your case is not a frivolous one as far as we can establish facts of you having contacts with us. So the purpose of the recording, Muhammad, is that people are out there who are concerned about your situation, and for quality services for the audience that are interested in knowing about your case, especially when they hear it from the horse's own mouth, and also for legal reasons. We'll put this on record. The legal reasons are to your advantage, are to the advantage of truth and justice, because you cannot be captured, put in a cell somewhere, isolated there, treated silently, and handed over to a tyrant, and people sit here and watch. Because this is not about you, Muhammad. This is about Gambia. This is about any other Gambian like you. So your case is the multiplication of different cases that are pegged on injustice. We must stand up to fight, to defend one another within in the Gambia, outside the Gambia. So, Muhammad, I have two questions for you because you don't have time. The first question is, why do you think you are detained? If you can answer that within 2, 3, 5 minutes, fine. And the next one is, why do you fear that if you return to the Gambia, your life is at stake? So we will start with the first question. Why were you detained, Muhammad? Sillah.
Good afternoon, everybody, and I really appreciate to be online today to be able to speak to everybody that would like to take the chance to listen to my case. And currently on the detention right now, and
Muhammad, if you can increase your voice a little bit, it's very, very low.
Okay. All right, so let me start here again, and basically my reason of detention right now, it's a failed refugee claim that I did. It's about almost 2 years now, and it's a reason to my hold on a second, the guys, I cannot do this right now. Yeah. Excuse me, it's really crowded here, and it gets very noisy in here. So,
okay.
Yeah, I have been detained now, and it's been 8 days now. And the reason to my detention now, it's the failed refugee claim that I've done, and it's been almost 2 years now. And my reason for even claiming for refugee status is expressing my political views online, and that has caused a lot of tension, and I have received a lot of threats online. And it has really caused my fear to return back home. And claiming for refugee status can be done by anyone from the problematic political situations of your country. And Gambia, it's a shame that Gambia is also one of those countries. And it's been a shame to every Gambian that is living everywhere. And I have contacted the Canadian immigration authorities in this matter, and they've given me a chance to make a claim, and the claim has always been accepted till later this month. Last month it has been rejected, and I was submitted to be removed out of Canada, which I think is totally over and above the laws of this nation, because I totally fear returning back home in regards to the political situations in Gambia. In a country, especially in a country that I've lived in for so long.
Muhammad, I will still appeal to you if you can increase your volume. It's very, very low. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I understand. All the phones here are being recorded, and there's a third party the third party on this line. That's why it's not actually very clear.
Okay.
And I apologize for any.
Yeah, it's good for so that we can even know that the third party. Yeah. That's why I said for legal reasons, because people want to know exactly what's going on. Yes.
Yes, and what's really going on is they're trying to remove me out of Canada because they feel I have not presented enough facts that would support my claim. But I've also believed that they have not taken the necessary steps to be able to identify my real risk of going back home. And I've always been fighting it, and I need them to review my case and see it to be a legible case so that I'll be granted an asylum in this country.
Okay. So, Muhammad, if I understand you well, I'll paraphrase it. What you're saying is that you applied for an asylum, refugee status. It was something that you believe the work that should have been done to find out the real reason, because you believe that you have a case wasn't done, and instead of giving you the opportunity to defend yourself to the maximum, you just being arrested and then scheduled for removal.
Yes, my arrest actually came to a very, very, very big shock to me and my fiancée, Sillah. And it was based on the fact that I stated that I cannot go back to my country, and not that I don't want to leave Canada. I have explained to the Canadian authorities that I have no problem leaving Canada, that's fine. But they cannot force me to go back to my actual country, because that's the country I'm running away from. But if they give me the chance to leave Canada voluntarily, I would leave Canada and go back to any country that would accept me or cover me for claiming a refugee status. But I was detained because they believe that I do not want to leave Canada. That's the whole total issue and concern of my case, really. Okay,
so this is what makes people concerned, because absolutely. If let's say you have given, which is within international laws, within the confines of Geneva Convention, you have the right to, like I said to Sarah Mallet, the thing is that if you are not given the chance to choose another option, like another destination you want them to take you to, why are they adamant on taking you back to the Gambia? Because you told them, you're not lying that you are not Gambian. You made it quite clear that you are on paper. But due to situations down on the ground, I believe the cloud between, my own assessment is that the cloud between you and those who detain you is that they are not fully informed of what is obtaining in the Gambia to the real sense of the matter. And then if they want to use the embassy to justify or something like that, it will create more problems for you. I believe you've got a right approach in this situation. If you make it quite clear, like you've just said on record, that you've given them the chance, that they need to know that you can go to another country, but they want you to go back to the Gambia, and that's what you don't want to do. I don't know why they are adamant on taking you back to a country you don't want to go back, when you've given them the option that you can even go to another country.
Exactly. I told them that the other option I have is to go back to a country like Senegal. I told them Senegal would fully accept me, and they would accept any claim that I would do in Senegal, and that I don't really have to go back to Gambia, because that's an option that I would have to make. But if I have to present to them a case, a refugee claim that they do not feel is eligible to be accepted by the Canadian authorities, that's totally fine with me. If they do not believe my case, that is totally fine with me, but they do not have to take me to where I feel I am running away from. And I've made it quite clear to them, and they've offered me funds, and they've offered me another option of deportation, which is quite ridiculous, I find. And I've explained to them all the fear that I would possibly face when I go back to Gambia. And I've made everything clear to them. And the only option they are faced with right now is to put me on the detention and to take me back to Gambia at whenever they feel like. This is where I feel it is very, 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 very unfair onto my case. And they must really, really, really take another step to assess my case and to grant me asylum in this country, or to let me go freely and to set me free to go anywhere I feel like going. For I have a valid Gambian passport that is still not even country that has good terms with the Gambian government.
Okay. Well, the thing is that why do you fear for future persecution? What exactly do you think you fear? That this is genuine and this is really something that if it happens to any person, if you return to the Gambia, your life is at stake, you will be detained, you will be tortured. Of course, we know the political situation in the Gambia, but I want to hear it from you.
Okay. It has been quite a very good example from people that are around the world who have faced the same problem by fearing to return back to Gambia, and they have faced prosecutions and they have faced imprisonment and they have possibly lost their lives. But in my own case, it's I've started my political awareness to the Gambian people. It has been a very long time. It has been a very long time, and this is a result to my studies and my education in Gambia by studying history, government, and law. And I've always pursued the interest to have a political career. And ever since I left Gambia, I've always made it a career to be able to educate every Gambian that I am friends with online or anywhere else, that will be able to see the clear picture of what Gambia is going through politically. And it's just a tradition. It's just a tradition that if you are into politics in Gambia, you must be in support of the actual party that is in power, which is the APRC. And if you are not in line with that party, you are a total threat to the whole government. And this is quite ridiculous and it's backward. This is what is actually keeping many people that are interested in politics, that are in fear of their lives, that do not want to partake in the Gambian politics.
Okay, Muhammad, sorry, I'm not cutting you short because I know if time constraint. Muhammad?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so that's the general approach. What specifically can you refer to that you have done that links you to a certain movement, to certain people, to a situation that could be used against you, that you fear to be returned, to be, flown back to the Gambia? That's what I'm trying to drive at. What specifics can you refer to? Because laws, the court centers around credibility and evidence, and you have the credibility, I know that, but I want to hear it from you. What specifically have you done to make you believe that if you go back to the Gambia, this thing will definitely land me into bile too?
Exactly, and this all started when I started my activism online, and I have generally received phone call threats, and I've received emails from people that I do not absolutely know, that have always been sending me threatening messages, telling me about the risks that I would face when I get back to Gambia for expressing my political views online. And I have always been reminded that this is not a Sarahule business. This is not a Sarahule business. Okay. I do not understand what this is, and this is really what I feel it is ignorant for every Gambian to even mention, because Gambia does not belong to a particular tribe. But threats that I have received over phone, threats that I have received through emails, have generally stated that I will be prosecuted or thrown into mile 2 for going or speaking against the injustice in Gambia.
And then you have done that where? You have done your speaking against the Gambia where? Which particularly on, when you say online, where online?
I have created a group that is known as Concerned Citizens, and I have used that
it's known as what?
Concerned Citizens.
You are the one who created Concerned Citizens?
Yes, I am the very one that created Concerned Citizens.
Okay, well, that definitely makes me smile, not for bad, but for not for smiling about the situation, because I know Concerned Citizens. So then you are linked to us.
Yes,
because you are on my Facebook page, I believe, and I've been seeing you a lot more on. You commented a lot on Hello Gambia. Yes.
Okay. I've always taken my chance to be able to express my political views and to educate everybody that injustice in Gambia is something that every Gambian should really take part in, and to uphold the actual government there, because there is absolutely no doubt that there is injustice in Gambia. And in creating of that group, it's really not to create my lack of chance of returning back to Gambia. It's just to wanted to use to be able to educate every Gambian about the injustice in Gambia. And I've always been on that. And besides being on Concerned Citizens, I've also contributed in many other groups that have always been on the job to advocate every injustice that's in Gambia.
All right, Muhammad. Well, and then I pretty know.
I would just like to say one more thing. It's I'm currently under detention. I'm calling right from the detention center, and I apologize if I am not able to conduct myself properly in this interview.
Oh, no. You've conducted yourself properly, Muhammad. I mean, what else would we expect from you? You compose your discipline. In fact, regardless of the fact that you are facing removal proceedings, I mean, you are not scared to expose the fact that you are the one who created Concerned Gambians. And I know, because why did I say I was smiling? Because that Concerned Gambian has been here for, I think, years or whatever, months. But I would have never, ever thought you are the one. So that itself is a very motivating factor and is encouraging, because you were not selfish about it. Nobody knew until you are detained. I mean, that is what a freedom fighter is all about. It's not about the name, but I mean, in fact, I have to drag you to ask you the specifics of what did you do, because when it comes to law, when it comes to evidence and credibility, there you need to be specific. But when you started fighting for injustice, you didn't care whether it was known that Muhammad Sillah is the one behind it or not.
Exactly. It's not really about me here. This is about every Gambian, and I could have used it in advertisement of myself or my self-interest or anything else, but this is really the freedom of the Gambian child that I've always been in the chase to set free. Actually, this is really not about me. I've always used my Facebook profile and my Facebook groups to be something that will be in the education of every Gambian child, and personally not to advertise who really I am or what my personal interests are. Really.
Anyway, finally, what I'll say on my side is this, Muhammad. Now that we are able to get you in this detention center and speak to you directly in Canada, what I want to say is this. We are not running after the Canadian authorities to accuse them of anything, but let them also understand one thing, that Gambians are very much active in fighting against injustice and tyranny back home in the Gambia. Anyone who is affected and is a Gambian, we will stand up to defend the person's rights. I think they need to relax, they need to rethink their position, they need to study your case properly, and we have already contacted a congressman that Sarah Mallet, your wife, has already spoken to us about. And then the other thing is that Baba Aidara, who is a Senegalese journalist, an American citizen and a Senegalese journalist, also accredited to the State Department here, has got the case, and he is going to spread it out to West Africa. It's not about destroying Canada's name or staining their name, but it's about being surprised, because, to be candid with you, I have always believed that Canada is one of those most liberal countries on earth. I'm very much shocked and disappointed, but let us give them the benefit of the doubt. I hope everybody who is involved in this, listening to you, and then those who will listen to us on the air, the people that we will contact, will definitely rethink their position and understand that you need to be given the chance, because with all these things you've said, creating Concerned Gambia, knowing what that means, and then being online, being active, people sending you threats saying this is not about the Sarahule business, that's the ethnic line of it, you're definitely facing danger. It's not a question of trying to make a case for you. You already have a case. It depends on who wants to believe your case, who doesn't want to believe your case, but nobody can disbelieve facts. Facts are there, they are stubborn. So you have established facts. What do you have as a last word?
My actual last word is I want every Gambian to know that in the fight to free any Gambian child, it's also every Gambian's responsibility. This is not to leave out any Gambian or to leave any group that you possibly do not like or any group that you are not attached to. This is a responsibility of every Gambian, and this is a fight that has to be involved by every Gambian, regardless of race or tribe. And in the case of Canada being absent in the know-how of the Gambian political climate. It's really a shock to everybody, and I feel that this is the time they really have to take the chance to look upon to the freedom of every Gambian, because Canada is actually attached to the United Nations, and the United Nations is aware of what is happening in Gambia. So for them to be left out in the affairs of the Gambian political system, it's really a shock, and I think this is where they really have to buckle up and try to fight and free every Gambian that is everywhere or is facing any difficulties in returning back home.
Yes, you are right, Muhammad. And then I think the fact that your case, brought a person like me who was accredited to their country, and why am I outside the Gambia? If they get that answer, they will believe your case. Why am I outside? Relations soured between me and the regime. Things cannot go as democracy wants it, as justice wants it. I was granted asylum myself, and I'm now a naturalized citizen in the United States of America, simply because of there is a tyrant in the Gambia. My case is not an isolated one. There was a former ambassador of the Gambia here in the United States of America. She stayed. There were other people who were in top government ranks. They are outside. People know them. In North Carolina, a rally was held in a conference was held in North Carolina. That's not the only one. That's the most recent one. Conferences were held in England under the stewardship of people right there. We did demonstrations. Recently, Imam Baba Mukhtar Lee was arrested. The U.S. Embassy intervened. The British Embassy intervened to make sure that he was released. So definitely you're right. Canada cannot be different in this case. They need to put their acts together, find out exactly what's happening, and there is no need to find out. Just listen, you will know, because there is no need to search about Yahya Jammeh. Put his name on Google, you will get the answers. Yahya Jammeh's name is spelled Y-A-H-Y-A, and his last name is spelled J-A-M-M-E-H. Just put that in Google, you will know what's happening in the Gambia. Thank you, Muhammad.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
Assalamu alaikum auditeurs gannaaw Yaya Jammeh ak ay njoñam nga xamni Daniel side bi rek mo len tax jog di nu send ay virus suba ak ngon yeen ñi nga xamni bëgg ngeen site bi las ca rajo ba ca website bi seeni ndimbal